Well, it's just gone 9 o'clock Central African time. This is BTV News. We are broadcasting live from the nation's capital, Gaborone. I'm Mulibile Samoka. Let's take a look at tourist-making headlines. Residents of Tutome advised the new government to serve and treat Botswana equally. Chobe Marina Lodge in Kasane loses its admin block to a deadly fire this morning.
And in sport, Kevin Baker and Andre van der Walt of South Africa are the winners of the Botswana Off-Road Championship held in Hakatla on Saturday.
And that is Jose Honko joining us later on our sport news. Topo Taposa is interpreting in sign language on our first story. Residents of Tutome have assured their full commitment to support the newly elected government in order for it to deliver their manifesto pledges to rebuild in New Botswana and restore lost hope for the nation. Speaking during the greetings meeting held at the main khotla by the Vice President, Mr. Ndaba Gaolate, residents showed love but they advised his government to work hard to serve Botswana and treat them equally. Betene Mando has more.
The Vice President, Mr. Ndaba Gaolate, hails from Tutome District, and after being appointed the Vice President and the Minister of Finance, he saw it fit to retrace his roots where his parents raised him in a traditional setup. His father, the late Baletsi Gaolate, was the Minister of Finance from 1999 to 2009. In addition to congratulating the Vice President, residents were quick to remind him of the responsibility he carries and urged him to emulate his father's legacy of prudent management of the country's resources.
O tsaya kana go e thata e rona re lebileng gore itshilelo e ule le ta tshwanelwa ke go dira ka nnata ka bohego go busetsa seemo mo taelong re ta le manokeng
me ke ya go leboga motute gore o bo kgonne go iphana go ya gore o bone hano mo tsatsing la gompeko o ta go bona bone botsadijo ke jone botsadi jwa gago wa itse le wena gore ga o le mo Tutumemo o mo gae
ke tsile go le lebogela ka ha le godisitseng rre Baletsi ka ha le moratileng ka teng mme lorato le le moratileng ka teng la phuphuma la tshologa la tshologela mo go nna.
The new government is now taking shape after being elected a fortnight ago, and the Vice President assured them that their dreams to a new Botswana has started. He says the journey will not be without hurdles, that it requires Botswana to remain patient to give government a chance to build sustainable companies that will contribute to a vibrant economy.
Re eletsa go aga megobagoba ya dikompone tse di lekanang kana di heta le yone ya Botswana mme re le re tsanagela re setse re simolotse mosepele yo wa go simolla go aga megobagoba ya dikompone tsa melemo wa dikompone tse di hetlang motlakase wa dikompone tsa dijo mme dilo tse ha re ka di dira re le pope re le mmogo re tshwaraganye re le dipelotelele ke a le bolelela lehatse la Botswana itsile go nna lone kgantshwane e seng hela ya mahatse ya Afrika kgantshwane ya mahatse otlhe ka bophara
ke kelotse ya rona gore lehatse le go le santse re le teng Botswana should, can and would be better. At the end of the 5 years Botswana o tshwantse re a ba changile.
Mr. Ndaba Gaolate is confident that The new government will deliver its promises to Botswana, which include, amongst others, economic transformation, job creation, and improved standard of living. Bethany Mandu, BTV News, Totome.
Tomorrow, Monday, the last batch of 6 newly announced cabinet ministers and 4 assistants will be sworn in at the office of the president. Amongst those who will be sworn in is newly appointed is Mr. Moeti Mohasa, Minister for State President, with Ms. Maipelo Moputin deputizing him. Mr. Prince Maile is at the helm of the Ministry of Higher Education, while Mr. Justin Hunyepa is the Assistant Minister. The Ministry of Water and Human Settlements will be led by Mr. Onet Ramakapi, assisted by Mr. Motsamai. Mr. Jacob Kelebeng was appointed Minister for Sports and Arts, and while Mr. Nwasalakai was appointed Minister for Transport and Infrastructure, assisted by Mr. Kiwahile Atamelang. Appointed to the Ministry of Environment and Tourism is Mr. Winter Muluzi. All these ministers will be sworn in tomorrow morning. Now moving on, President Advocate Maboko is expected to give his first State of the Nation address Tuesday afternoon, the 19th November here in Gaborone. This will also be the 13th Parliament's first State of the Nation address following the 2024 general elections. The expectation is for the President to inform the nation on the present economic, political and social status. BTV News took to the streets of Gaborone to get a feel of what some Botswana expect from the address. Some expect the President to speak on pressing national issues such as unemployment and economic challenges emanating from declining diamond revenues.
Nna ke le monana ga ke bereke ke le tswame ke gore tautona a ntshe ditiro a bue ka ditiro tota re bone ditiro dita re bereka
ana ke soletse gore tautona ba dirisa dikgang tsa mmereko re le banana cause re hetsa dikolo mme a gona ditiro
like form 3 se ithala gore ba feitse gore ke bangwe batho ba leng gore ba ka simolla ba rutwa ditiro tsa diatla gore ke tsonetse ke filang gore bontsi ba rona re berekela thata go di officing dan go ditiro tsa diatla
tengwe gape ne ke eletsa gore tautona ka tsa maayam ke dikgang tsa botsogo dikgang tsa botsogo ga ke lebella gongwe se ke ya ka ke tswa serwa yana sepatala sa rona sa serwa tota ga se mo seemong se leng gore sa itumedisa seemo se se le mo go tsong tota sengwe mo lapelo
ke eletsa gore tautona ka ma dikgang tse di tshwana le tsa health because most of the time we tell ile gore nako e ntsi gore ga o ya go dipateleng dio tse di diragalang go dipateleng tse ileng gore o tela gore melemo ya thaela.
Chobe Marina Lodge in Kasane looks like it may be out of business for a while following a fire which gutted it down its administration block this morning. The fire, which is suspected to have started after a fire was reported to have started in the kitchen area, was eventually put off by the fire and emergency services assisted by the Botswana Police Services and members of the public. The 4-star lodge and 2021 Trip Advisors Travel Choice has been left without offices, reception, kitchen, restaurant and bar, which were housed in the admin block that was burnt to the ground. Kia Leboga Ewele.
According to Assistant Superintendent Uthusitsa Marape, the incident was reported to them around 10 a.m. this morning. Upon arrival at Chobe Marina Lodge, Kasane Fire and Emergency Services were already at the scene in an attempt to extinguish the blazing inferno. When we arrived here, the fire had spread from the kitchen to the admin block, where it was first seen on the ceiling. We managed to extinguish it before it got to the rooms. According to eyewitnesses, the fire was detected to be coming from the kitchen area around 9 a.m. before it quickly spread to other areas of the hotel.
All the fire marshals
The fire is suspected to have started in the kitchen area around 9:15 this morning. Eyewitnesses saw smoke coming from the kitchen. The fire alarm went off and the marshals came to the rescue with fire extinguishers and hydrants. Since our buildings are mostly made of thatched grass, the fire spread very quickly. The admin block and the kitchen all burnt down.
tota mo e leng goreng hotela the admin block e includa le kitchen e shelehela yotlhe.
When my team arrived here, the fire was already out of control. The fire was very difficult to extinguish because this is a double-story building. No casualties were recorded in this incident. All hotel guests and staff were evacuated expeditiously to a safe place. We managed to evacuate all the guests and find them temporary accommodation. No one was injured in this incident, both the guests and the staff. Investigations are still ongoing to determine the cause of the fire and the extent of the damage. BTV News, Kasani.
You're watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us now. Entrepreneurship mentoring program for infant enterprises has surfaced as an effective catalyst in transforming and building a sustainable economy in Silibepikwe and beyond. This was asserted by 20 entrepreneurs who recently underwent the inaugural six-month mentorship program implemented by the mining company Premium Nickel Resources Botswana in partnership with USAID and the core stakeholder group. Karabo Mulusi reports.
Reflections on the 6 months journey of transformation, this group of entrepreneurs express confidence, resilience, hope and foresight to stand as game changers in fostering an inclusive and diverse entrepreneurial ecosystem. The program provided essential lifeline for the businesses to survive start-up challenges, lack of experience, connection with the resources, and stimulate innovative ideas.
We are gathered here 6 months later to celebrate the culmination of a journey that has been rich with learning, with growth, and creation of new opportunities for all of us who have been involved in this program.
Our product is currently undergoing nutritional value testing at NADI, with branding and our barcoding complete and ready for retail distribution. The mentorship from PNR program offered real-world insight that inspired innovation and resilience.
I believe we can expand our businesses from home and into a more conducive area. I believe if I told you that I made this from my mother's kitchen, you wouldn't even believe it. During the program, one of the things we were taught about was collaboration. I believe when I first came here, I didn't know a lot of things about business, but I loved this.
The entrepreneurs demonstrated prowess and poise to occupy the front seat as leaders of sustainable business ventures that will create a ripple effect in various sectors of the economy.
The number of entrepreneurs with zero revenue dropped by 50%. I'll tell you, when we started, most of the entrepreneurs were like, I'm not making any money, I'm making one, I don't know what I'm doing. And also, but as the program progressed, the number increased from 21% when we did the baseline of entrepreneurs who earned over 10,000 pula per quarter to about 35%. We had 53% of the entrepreneurs managed to secure financing during the course of the program.
Botswana's entrepreneurial landscape is dynamic and evolving. Of course, we know that Botswana is known for its political stability and robust economic policies and commitment to sustainable growth. And because of that, Botswana provides a solid foundation for businesses to succeed and to contribute to national development.
Continuity of the Silibepikwe Entrepreneurship Program is underpinned on the shared commitment of the core stakeholders, primary beneficiaries, and the support from the community. Karabo Mulusi, BTV News, Silibepikwe.
Healthcare workers have been encouraged to continue their education to keep up with changes in their field. This encouragement was shared by a nurse practitioner and a graduate of multiple global health courses, Ms. Mapula Nyebetsi, at the graduate ceremony for the 2024 class of global health courses from Main Campus Learning Hub in Gaborone on Saturday. Solofelo Tombali.
Emerging challenges and demands of the health sector call for practitioners to keep up with the changes, and investing in one's education is crucial to this. Some healthcare workers in Botswana have went out to take advantage of the main campus learning hub, a virtual platform that offers global health courses from the University of Washington, and for them this is one way of getting equipped with skills that will help them address issues in the country's healthcare sector.
I'm doing something that is revitalizing what I have learned 20 years back. And for me to be able to get the result of what is happening now, I have to continue learning. I cannot rely on what I have learned 20 years back. And with the quality that we preach in our facilities, with quality that we preach every day in our lives, every day, information changes. So my hope is that each one of us is going to brighten the light that you've now received will burn where you are, to the point that we should start to see a shift in the way we provide the care that we provide our people, and that it should come as impact.
The emergence of new public health threats over the years has put emphasis on the importance of disease surveillance.
This graduation, it means a lot to the country. Programs like epidemiology, disease surveillance. We recently had an outbreak of diarrhea in the country. So with this kind of programs, it will be easy to manage and eradicate some of those epidemics.
With this platform giving students a chance to work with professionals of different specialities, graduates were encouraged to maintain relationships forged then, so that they are able to share skills, knowledge, and experiences. Tsolofala Tombale, BTV News, Gaborone.
With an intention to continue promoting women empowerment efforts countrywide and to also ensure inclusivity, the ongoing Miss Botswana auditions have so far managed to reach out to all the 9 districts of Botswana, all in search of the 2025-2026 Miss Botswana Queen. The auditions have held recently in Gaborone, which were graced by Mrs. Universe Africa 2021 from South Africa, Fikile Mdiniso, also marked the conclusion of the auditions. Refile Mutube.
The auditions that have thus far covered 24 villages, towns and cities will this time around host a talent search among the models as part of the scouting for the future queen. This is also meant to help grow and nurture talent from grassroots.
I believe in beauty, purpose and brains, so I think that's where I've centered my brand around, and I'm trying to source out within the contestants who will resonate more with that. And I think from the Miss Botswana organization, I feel like they're doing a great job and the ladies are amazing. I mean, with the lineage that I've looked at so far, the crown of the previous queens, I think there's so much potential in our youth, and I did actually say this before, that if we can leverage off our youth and what potential, or work on the potential that they have, then we would be a stronger nation.
We started our auditions at Miss Botswana 2025 on the 5th of October, and we have been traveling throughout the country. We've been to Kasani, Maung, Gantsi, Mabutsani, Pikwe, and I must say, the caliber of the young ladies that we have seen this year is different from the ones that we saw last year. And I promise you, Bomme ba Botswana are beautiful. Bomme ba Botswana are so talented.
Among the tasked judging panel was the public relations representative from the Miss Botswana organization, Ambrosia Samboko, alongside the Miss Botswana 2024 princesses Halle Hirschfeld and Sipagama Nyapetsa.
My hope is that these auditions and however I presented myself today leads me to top 30 and eventually get the crown. What really inspires me day by day is the children that are really mo pelong yaka, and ba ileng gore project ya me that is my inspiration.
I'm here on the auditions of Miss Botswana 2025, and I also believe that I'll be your next Miss Botswana Queen, and also the audition went very well, and for that I'm so grateful.
The Miss Botswana organization hopes to continue keep its standards of seeking beauty queens who are capable of representing the country on a global platform, who will also contribute significantly to shaping the economy of the country. Refile Mutube, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Ukraine Embassy with the Anglican Cathedral of the Holy Cross of Botswana has this morning stood in solidarity to pray for peace and stability in Ukraine. In a special church service this morning in Gaborone, the Very Reverend Dr. Celestino Chishimba from the Holy Cross Cathedral indicated that the special church service marked 1,000 days of Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine, a testament calling for believers and the communities at large to come together and praying for peace in Ukraine and globally. Mojadi Mukibero.
Sunday, November 17th, 2024, marked exactly 1,000 days since Russia's invasion on Ukraine. And to mark this day, believers came together in prayer, united by faith and hope to call for peace and stability in Ukraine. The call for action to end the Russia-Ukraine war has seen communities coming together to speak on behalf of victims.
In fulfillment of your will, he stretched out his hand in suffering to release those who place their hope in you. And so, he won for you a holy people. He chose to bear our grief and sorrows and to give up his life on the cross, that he might shatter the chains of the evil ones and banish the darkness of sin and death. By his resurrection, he brings us into the light of your presence. Now, with all creation, we raise our voices to proclaim the glory of your name as we say together.
May you embrace, comfort those forced to leave their homes. Do not let us stay in the war. May your heart move us to compassion and inspire us to care for our sisters and brothers.
The service has also been testament of international solidarity in calling for a ceasefire, which Ukraine cherishes so deeply.
To my fellow Ukrainians here today, remember, we are unbreakable. We are writing a story of resilience that will one day serve as a testament for generations to come. To everyone present, I leave you with this. As the war still rages on with horrible brutality, this 1,000 days reminds us not only of the immense pain and loss we endure, but also of the extraordinary strengths and unity that define us.
Reports indicate that more than 50,000 lives have been lost and 8 million people have fled from their homes seeking refugee status because of Russia-Ukraine war. Mojadi Mukibelo, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Indian High Commissioner, Mr. Bharat Kumar Kutali, applauded the Indian community in Botswana for their commitment to preserving good values and rich cultural heritage that they continually share with Botswana. Mr. Kutali is confident the move could adequately strengthen relations between Botswana and India over above fostering cultural exchange. He said this on Saturday during the Diwali of Lights festival celebrations in Gaborone.
Every year during the months of September and October, the Hindus across the world come together to celebrate Diwali festival. The festival is viewed as an embodiment of both cultural and spiritual belief, and the Hindus believe that the 2 months mark a season of eternal triumph of good over evil. To show the significance the season has on the lives of the Hindus, they often use vibrant colored rangoli decorations which symbolize the beauty of life. Those residing in Botswana put up an event marking the Diwali festival celebrations.
To the Indian community here, you have my deepest admiration. Despite being far from home, you have kept alive the essence of India's culture and traditions. Your commitment to preserving these values makes you true ambassadors of Indian heritage. You serve as bridges between India and Botswana, fostering cultural exchanges that enrich both nations. As we celebrate Diwali together, tonight symbolizes our hope and collective efforts toward a brighter future. May we continue to spread warmth, compassion and unity not only within our community but also with our Botswana friends and neighbors. Diwali reminds us that the light within each of us can illuminate the world, dispelling darkness and bringing joy to others.
Indeed, vibrant is the word that best describes this event tonight. Since our motto at IAB with this new team is to unite all the associations under one roof.
The festival offered a colorful display of the Indian cuisine, different cultural performances, and lit fireworks that brightened the night skies, saying the radiance signifies a time to destroy dark desires, thoughts, and eradicate different forms of evil to allow the light to spread. Kiretlelezwe, Somolikai, BTV News, Gaborone.
Botswana National Front held a leadership forum to facilitate new elected parliamentarians and councillors to align with the Umbrella for Democratic Change manifesto as they begin their official duties and responsibilities. Speaking at the forum, the party's Secretary General, Mr. Ketlalefile Masegwa, reiterated that the UDC, of which BNF is a member, has to keep its promises to Botswana by implementing effective governance reforms.
Mr. Motshegwa reminded members that the Botswana National Front is part of the coalition that make up the Umbrella for Democratic Change. Therefore, the BNF needs to demonstrate unity with other members of the coalition in order to serve the country as a united front. He said it's vital for parties that are part of the UDC to hold their own meetings where they can self-introspect and re-strategize. As parliamentarians and councillors, you have to understand the Umbrella for Democratic Change manifesto to be able to articulate the agenda clearly during debates and public gatherings.
ka gore party e henza ka one manifesto no le bone ba go rutuntswa ba utusisa ba o thaloganya ba o diragatsa mme ra go tlhomamisa gore mo councilora o mo direla setšhaba.
We are going to ensure that those in the position of leadership within the UDC work tirelessly to deliver promises.
Sa gore ward ya gago kana parlamente constituency ya gago ya berekwa go direlwa setšhaba ba thusiwa ka di-services at your level.
In its endeavor to grow the party and keep in touch with its members, the BNF plans to establish more offices in different parts of the country. Take responsibility and ensure that all BNF structures and regions are functional.
Seriti mo UDC ha e kopana le diphati tse dingwe di tisa seriti le tsone re ba akanyetsa government go pele.
Members were reminded that the party needs to be in good financial standing in order to run its various programs. This therefore calls for them to adhere to their membership, such as payment of monthly subscriptions. BTV News, Gaborone.
Now, in news making headlines beyond our borders, South African authorities have assembled a team of mine rescue experts to bring illegal miners to the surface. A government-delegated delegation led by the police minister visited a disused gold mine in Johannesburg and engaged with community and relatives of the miners. The team is seeking a quicker process due to the risk and danger of their prolonged stay. The mine shaft is 2,500 meters deep and interventions is considered dangerous. 369 firearms, 10,000 rounds of ammunition, 5 million rand in cash and 32 million rand worth of uncut diamonds have been recovered from illegal miners. Officials have closed entrances to the mine shaft to force them to return to the surface and be arrested. A body believed to be one of the miners was brought to the surface, but police are still trying to determine the person's identity and cause of death. More than 1,000 miners have surfaced at various mines in Northwest Province, many reported to be weak, hungry and sick after weeks without basic necessities. The Southern African Development Community SADC is set to hold an extraordinary summit of heads of state and government in Harare, Zimbabwe on the 28th November 2024. On the 20th, the summit will focus on the security situation in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo, with a particular emphasis on the SADC mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The SAMI DRC was deployed in December 2023 to address the DRC's security situation and restore peace and stability for sustainable development. The summit will be preceded by the extraordinary SADC Organ Traker Summit, chaired by Tanzanian President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. The meeting will also involve meetings with SADC senior officials, the Ministerial Committee of the Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, and the SADC Council and Council of Ministers. Well, it is time for Sport News. Jose Honkwe on standby.
Let me thank you, Samuka, and good evening. This is Hosongwe bringing to you Botswana Tonight Sports News. And with that, let's get straight into it and kickstart with the tennis updates. Botswana Tennis Association is hosting the ITF CAT Under-14 Girls and Boys Tournament at the National Stadium Centre. The association's public relations officer, Sapan Tlankani, says the tournament, which started on Saturday, will help players accumulate points. Victoria Dakin reports.
The tournament consists of 4 countries, being Kenya, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and the host country, Botswana. Tlankani noted that the players will gain points to position themselves better in the Confederation of African Tennis rankings.
The draw is dominated by our local players, which is a good thing. And the quality of their play is too high because some of them have never played each other and they are testing how they fare against some of them. You know how kids are. They hear about so and so and they want to play against so and so just to see if they can beat so and so. For them, it's good match practice, and it also helps them understand how far they are in terms of their development as players.
Meanwhile, the association is experiencing challenges of monetary and equipment sponsorship for the smooth running of the tournament.
I'm appealing to whoever, tennis enthusiasts, business sponsors who might want to come and throw in something. We are open to any support that we might receive from anyone.
The first leg of the tournament, which started on Saturday, continues tomorrow until next Tuesday, while the second leg will start on the 20th to the 23rd of this month at the National Tennis Centre. Victoria Dakin, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Moving on to motorsport, Kevin Bakker and Andre van der Walt of South Africa are the winners of Botswana Off-Road Championship, which was held in Gakatla. Horata Muyeng has more details.
In a mouth-watering race, Kevin Bakker and Andrew van der Walt of South Africa, who were driving Toyota Hilux, won the production Class C category after not so good start. Their performance was not good at the beginning, but they managed to overtake other cars and in the end won the championship, while Shohid Amin and Amaran Abi of Botswana finished on the second position. Winners of the race said that though the race was tough with lots of challenges, they were happy with their victory.
Technical, hot, but very good. Good driver, it was very nice. We enjoyed it very much here in Botswana. First time we raced here, very good.
But we will come back.
Definitely. We'll be back next year.
Yeah.
Definitely. Cattle, lots of cattle along the route, but otherwise, no, we had a good clean run, we never got out, everything went well.
I want to thank Botswana overall for doing this race for us, and yeah, we enjoyed a hell of a lot. So yeah, thanks for Botswana. They can tap themselves on the shoulder.
For his part, the race organizer Moez Ahamd said they want to grow the race as well as empower those living in villages that they hold races in.
What do we have to offer in Botswana in terms of terrain for off-road racing? And we said, let's look back at the roots of off-road racing in Botswana. And we said Manswabisi. Everybody knows Manswabisi. That is where off-road racing began and where off-road racing became famous, which attracted South African guys to come and race here early. So as Saro Motorsport Group and Botswana Motorsport, we have a policy to empower those people in the areas where we are hosting races. We have a reach out program as well for the underprivileged there, where we help contribute drinks, food hampers and stuff which assists those communities. So we don't go to communities and just race and then go away and forget about them. We try and make it a sustainable thing for the village and surrounding areas so that they also benefit out of what we are doing.
In another category, Mohamed Nu and Junior Vadi are the winners of Special Vehicle Class A. The Botswana Off-Road Championship, which is on its third round, is expected to continue on the 7th of December next month. Horatamwing, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
Kutlwano Volleyball Club thrashed Kalavango by 3-0 in the Botswana Volleyball Men's League played this afternoon at SSKB. Big House's victory leaves them in the top 4. Homsus Fako with the details.
The first set was an evenly contested affair from the onset, as both teams were aiming to take control of the match. However, Big House, as Kutlwano is known to its legion offense, took control with a 15-10 lead and maintained the dominance, claiming the set with a huge margin of 25-14. The second was a more tight affair, as Kalavango was fighting to get back into the match, but Kutlwano continued displaying one of the most electrifying volleyball game, winning the set in the scorching heat with a close scoreline of 25-22. Realizing that the game was slipping from their hands, Kalavango started firing from all angles, but Kutlwano went on to punch the win, registering 25-20. We did not play well. We lost to a better team. This is because we did not train well during the week. Most of our players were not available for training during the week. But we will work on the mistakes that we made and try to fix them for the next matches.
And have them start training well, inside the game. Yeah, we do it because I don't consider a set.
We are happy with the results and the overall performance because we did not concede a single set. Our combination were good since yesterday's games. The only concern is we were losing serves, and this coming week we will be working on that.
Going forward.
In other matches played this weekend, Mafolo walloped Spiking Stars 3-1, Police 6 down Dikwena 3-0, BDF 6 as out Dynamis 3-0. Dikwena ladies, who are currently bottom placed, had a tough day, losing 3-1 to Kutlwano before going down to Police 6 still by 3-0. Khumzo Sefako, PTV Sport, Mogoditsane.
And that is all that we had for you from Botswana Tonight Sports Desk. Until we meet next time, have a good night. And now let's take a look again at the headlines.
Residents of Totome advised the new government to serve and treat Botswana equally. Chobe Marina Lodge in Kasane loses its admin block to a deadly fire this morning.
And in sport, Kevin Baker and Andre van der World of South Africa are the winners of the Botswana Off-Road Championship held in Gakgatla on Saturday.
And that is all the news we had for you this Sunday. Do stay with us. Weather is up next.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's South Africa's brought to you by Leader Wadicom. Let's take a look at the rainfall amount recorded this morning. Joining Meteorology Station 8 millimeters, Dupele Mepe Farm 5 millimeters, Morama Junior Secondary School 3 millimeters, Sefuke Farm 1 millimeter. Looking at the current satellite image, clouds are visible over most parts of the country. Tomorrow, expecting partly cloudy conditions over the entire country with possibility of isolated thunderstorms over Hans, Kalahari, southern southeast Katling, Gwening, and southern central. In the morning, we're expecting hot temperatures over most parts of the country, ranging between 20 and 22 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, we're expecting hot temperatures over Chobe and northeast district between 34 and 35 degrees Celsius. Also expecting very hot temperatures ranging between 36 and 38 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the public is advised to take necessary precautions. As for the SADC region, we're expecting partly cloud conditions over Gqeberha and Manzini 31 degrees Celsius over Mamgrini and 26 degrees Celsius over Gqeberha. Masuru expecting showers is 27 degrees Celsius. Antariva as well as Bahira, we're expecting partly cloud conditions with 30 degrees Celsius. Harare and Lusaka, we're expecting thunder showers with 25 degrees Celsius over Harare and 31 degrees Celsius over Lusaka. Rasram, we're expecting showers with 31 degrees Celsius. Blantyre, we're expecting thunder showers is 28 degrees Celsius. That's the weather forecast. Good night.
Coming up in this edition of Eye on SADC, Malawi urges the international community to take bold actions to address climate change. Deputy Prime Minister Justice Tomeng Majara represents Lesotho in Baku, Azerbaijan. And President Mnangagwa addressed